First Contact's Price. Admiral Sarah Chen stood at the viewport of the Earth Defense Force flagship Resilience, watching the massive Federation vessel approach. Its crystalline surface caught starlight in ways that defied physics, a casual display of technological superiority that made her jaw clench. After 6 months of indirect communications, the Galactic Federation had finally agreed to face-to-face negotiations. "They're hailing us," Lieutenant Rodriguez reported from his communication station. "The Federation ambassador requests permission to dock." Chen smoothed her uniform, a habit from 20 years of military service. "Grant permission. Alert the diplomatic team." The Federation ship's docking procedure was flawless, almost artistic in its precision. As the airlock cycled, Chen reminded herself that humanity had prepared for this moment. First contact protocols had been refined over decades, even if no one had expected the aliens to find them first. Ambassador Xalthor entered the conference room like flowing mercury, their biomechanical body shifting and adapting to the human environment with casual ease. Behind them, 2 Federation observers moved with similar fluid grace, their silver chrome bodies making the room's steel furnishings look primitive by comparison. "Admiral Chen." Xalthor's translated voice carried perfectly modulated warmth. "The Federation is pleased to finally meet humanity in person. Your species' rapid advancement from planetary civilization to early spacefaring status is remarkable." Chen caught the slight pause. "Thank you, Ambassador. We're eager to discuss potential relations between Earth and the Federation." "Of course." Xalthor's surface rippled in what might have been amusement. "The Federation has much to offer young species like humanity. Our technological archives alone span 50,000 years of development. We can help you avoid the pitfalls of independent advancement." Dr. Maya Patel, Earth's chief xenotechnologist, leaned forward. "We're particularly interested in your faster-than-light technology. Our own research suggests several theoretical approaches." "Oh, there's no need for theoretical work," Xalthor interrupted smoothly. "The Federation can provide you with standardized dry systems, perfectly safe, thoroughly tested. All we ask is compliance with our technological integration protocols." Chen felt her shoulders tense. Integration protocols. Simple safety measures. One of the observers produced a holographic display showing lines of alien text. "All Federation member species use standardized technology. It prevents dangerous experimentation and ensures compatibility across civilizations. You'll need to halt your independent research programs, of course, but you'll gain access to proven technologies in return." The room temperature seemed to drop several degrees. Dr. Patel's expression hardened. "Halt our research programs. For your own safety," Xalthor said soothingly. "Many young species have injured themselves attempting to develop advanced technology too quickly. The Federation's guidance will protect you from such unfortunate incidents." Chen exchanged glances with Earth's diplomatic team. She'd expected negotiations, debate, perhaps even hard bargaining. This felt more like a parent explaining rules to a child. "And if we wish to continue our own research alongside Federation technology?" she asked carefully. Xalthor's surface rippled again, but this time there was no warmth in their translated voice. "That would be unwise. Federation protocols exist for good reasons. Deviation leads to unfortunate consequences." The threat was subtle but clear. Chen thought of Earth's research stations, the breakthroughs in quantum physics, the promising work in antimatter containment. All of it would have to be abandoned if they accepted Federation membership. "We'll need time to consider your offer," she said diplomatically. "Our government will want to review the full integration protocols." "Of course." Xalthor rose smoothly. "The Federation understands that young species often struggle with the transition. Take all the time you need to. Accept the inevitable." After the Federation delegation departed, Chen stayed in the conference room with Dr. Patel and the diplomatic team. The holographic display still showed the alien text, a list of demands masquerading as safety protocols. "They don't want allies," Patel said quietly. "They want dependencies." Chen nodded slowly, her mind already racing with possibilities. Contact Earth Command. I want every research facility on high alert. If the Federation thinks humanity will simply roll over and accept technological stagnation, they'll learn otherwise. Patel finished, a fierce gleam in her eyes. We didn't come this far by following someone else's rulebook. As the Resilience watched the Federation vessel depart, Chen began composing her report to Earth's Security Council. The Federation had revealed more than they intended in this meeting. They'd shown humanity exactly what they feared: independent innovation, uncontrolled progress, the chance that a young species might chart its own course among the stars. The Federation's offer of peace came with chains disguised as gifts, but humanity had broken chains before. And this time, they had the entire solar system as their laboratory. The real question wasn't whether humanity would accept the Federation's terms. The question was how long it would take the Federation to realize their mistake in trying to cage a species that had clawed its way to the stars through sheer determination and ingenuity. Chen smiled grimly. They were about to find out. Silent defiance. Deep beneath the Himalayan mountains, in a facility that officially didn't exist, Dr. Maya Patel watched as her team prepared for another quantum tunnel test. The lab hummed with energy, both from the massive equipment and from the excitement of the scientists gathered around the central chamber. Status report, she called out, checking the holographic displays floating around her workstation. The Federation might have standardized technology, but humanity had developed its own path to holographic interfaces, one that worked on principles the aliens had never considered. Quantum field is stable, Dr. Marcus Wam reported from his station. No signs of detection from orbital surveillance. The Federation's sensors still can't penetrate our dampening field. Maya allowed herself a small smile. 3 months had passed since the Federation's generous offer, and humanity's response had been anything but what they expected. On the surface, Earth's governments appeared to be carefully considering the integration protocols, requesting clarifications, arranging diplomatic meetings that went nowhere. But underground, in secret facilities across the solar system, humanity was accelerating its research at an unprecedented pace. The threat of technological submission had united Earth's scientific community like never before. Initialize the tunnel sequence, Maya ordered. The chamber's central ring began to spin, dark energy coursing through pathways that shouldn't exist according to Federation physics. They had discovered that the aliens' understanding of quantum mechanics was fundamentally limited by their reliance on standardized technology. Tunnel forming, Marcus announced. Field strength at 90%, 95%, 100%. It's stable. Maya checked the readings herself, hardly daring to believe it. Where the Federation used brute force to punch through space-time, humanity had found a way to delicately fold it. The energy requirements were a fraction of what alien drives needed. Send through the probe, she ordered. A small drone, barely larger than a tennis ball, floated into the quantum tunnel. There was a brief flash of light. And then, probe signal received. Marcus's voice cracked with excitement. It's transmitting from Jupiter orbit. Transit time under 1 second. The lab erupted in cheers. Maya immediately began composing her report for Admiral Chen. The quantum tunnel wasn't just a breakthrough in faster-than-light travel. It was proof that humanity could innovate beyond the Federation's understanding. High above Earth, in the Chinese space station New Dawn, Admiral Chen received Maya's report with growing satisfaction. Around her, other screens showed similar progress from research teams worldwide. Australian scientists had cracked biological enhancement without cybernetics. A Brazilian team had developed energy shields based on quantum entanglement. Canadian researchers had revolutionized artificial intelligence without following Federation computing standards. Another Federation diplomatic vessel requesting a meeting, Admiral, her aide reported. They seem concerned about our delayed response to their protocols. Tell them I'm conducting a thorough review of their safety requirements, Chen replied, unable to hide her amusement. We wouldn't want to rush such an important decision. The Federation's frustration was becoming increasingly evident. Their ships lingered at the edge of the solar system, watching for signs of technological advancement, but finding only what appeared to be a struggling young civilization still debating their offer. They couldn't detect the quantum-shielded facilities where humanity was leaping forward by decades each month. They didn't know about the stealth satellites carrying new innovations to secret colonies throughout the solar system. And they certainly didn't realize that every diplomatic delay was giving Earth more time to prepare. Message from Lunar Base 1, her aide announced. Dr. Rodriguez's team has successfully tested the Phantom Drive. Federation sensors registered it as a standard fusion reactor. Chen nodded approvingly. The Phantom Drive was another example of human ingenuity, a propulsion system that masked itself as primitive technology while achieving performance that would make Federation engineers weep. How long until the full defense grid is operational? She asked. 3 weeks ahead of schedule, Admiral. Every Earth orbital platform appears primitive on Federation scans, but they're ready to deploy quantum shields and phantom drives at a moment's notice. Chen walked to the station's observation deck, gazing down at the blue marble of Earth. The Federation thought they were dealing with a naive young species, easily guided into technological dependence. Instead, their attempted manipulation had triggered humanity's greatest period of innovation. Send word to all research teams, she ordered. Accelerate the timetable. I want us ready for full revelation in 6 months. The Federation won't expect that, her aide warned. They're used to species taking years to even consider their protocols. Exactly. Chen smiled. They don't understand humans. We don't just adapt to challenges. We thrive on them. Every attempt to control us only makes us more determined to succeed. As if to emphasize her point, a notification chimed. Maya's team had already begun their second quantum tunnel test, pushing the boundaries even further. Across the solar system, humanity was quietly preparing to show the galaxy that true innovation couldn't be standardized or controlled. The Federation's peace offer had come with hidden chains, but they were about to learn a harsh lesson. Humans had a habit of turning chains into weapons, and in 6 months, the galaxy would never be the same. The Innovation Protocol. Federation observer Kelvin slouched in their monitoring station aboard the surveillance vessel Eternal Vigilance, watching yet another day of seemingly primitive human activity. Their chrome-fluid body had settled into an almost solid state from boredom. Another chemical rocket launched from their Australian facility, they reported listlessly. Crude fusion drive, barely enough power to reach their Mars colony. No signs of technological advancement beyond Category 2 standards. Senior observer Mexlor rippled with irritation. 6 months of observation, and nothing. How can they be so stubborn? Most species accept our protocols within weeks of understanding the benefits. Perhaps they truly are too primitive to recognize the opportunity, Kelvin suggested, but something in their tone suggested doubt. That doubt had been growing among the Federation observation team. Something about the humans' behavior didn't match historical patterns. Previous emerging species had either eagerly accepted Federation technology or attempted obvious, detectable research. The humans appeared to be doing neither. A sudden alert pierced the quiet of the observation deck. Energy spike detected. Kelvin straightened instantly. Location: impossible. Readings gone. What type of energy? Mexlor demanded. Unknown. It doesn't match any Federation classification. Kelvin's surface churned with confusion. But our sensors must be malfunctioning. The readings suggested energy levels that primitives couldn't possibly. Another alert, this time from the Mars sector. A flash of something that defied Federation physics, gone before their sensors could classify it. Mexlor felt an unfamiliar sensation. Uncertainty. Contact High Command, they ordered. Something isn't right here. In the depths of Europa's ocean, beneath kilometers of ice, Dr. Maya Patel was creating impossible things. The secret research base, built using quantum-phased construction that Federation sensors registered as natural ice formations, hummed with breakthrough after breakthrough. Quantum tunnel network is expanding precisely as calculated, she reported to Admiral Chen's holographic presence. We can now transport materials and small vessels anywhere in the solar system in seconds. The Federation's FTL technology looks positively ancient in comparison. Chen's hologram nodded approvingly. Their observation posts caught traces of the latest test. They're finally starting to worry. Good. Maya pulled up another project display. Because we're ready to demonstrate something that will truly terrify them. Project Prometheus is operational. The Admiral's eyes widened. Already, the timeline suggested at least another month. Turns out necessity really is the mother of invention. Maya gestured, and a new hologram appeared. A sphere of pure energy contained within fields that shouldn't exist. We've cracked zero-point energy manipulation. Clean, unlimited power that breaks at least 6 of their fundamental laws of physics. Chen studied the display intently. The Federation believes energy production must follow their standardized models. This will shake their entire technological worldview. That's not all. Maya's eyes gleamed with pride. We've learned to mask the energy signature. As far as their sensors can tell, we're still using fusion reactors barely more advanced than what we had when they arrived. Across the solar system, humanity's hidden achievements were reaching critical mass. Quantum-shielded shipyards in the asteroid belt constructed vessels that could outmaneuver anything in the Federation fleet. Research stations on Titan developed artificial intelligence that made Federation computers look like pocket calculators. And beneath the surface of Mars, a new form of matter manipulation was being perfected that would rewrite the rules of manufacturing. But in the Federation's Grand Assembly Hall, panic was beginning to spread. High Commander Zextal faced the gathered representatives with disturbing news. Our observations of the Sol system are showing anomalies, they announced. Energy signatures that defy classification. Momentary readings that suggest impossible technological developments. And most concerning of all, large sections of their system that seem to vanish from our sensors, only to reappear showing exactly what we expect to see. Impossible, one representative scoffed. They're primitives, barely past planetary civilization. Are they? Zextal's surface shifted to display warning colors. Consider, they've neither accepted nor rejected our protocols. Their diplomatic responses are perfectly calibrated to keep us waiting without causing offense, and our deep space sensors have detected traces of energy that match no known civilization's technology. Murmurs of concern rippled through the assembly. A young species charting an unknown technological path was unprecedented in Federation history. Their entire system of galactic order was based on controlled technological development. Perhaps, another representative suggested nervously, we should increase our observation force, show them the consequences of deviation, and risk pushing them further along whatever path they're pursuing. Zextal countered. No, we need to understand what's happening in that system, because for the first time in 10,000 years, the Federation is facing something new, something that doesn't follow our rules. As the assembly dissolved into worried debate, humanity's hidden achievements continued to multiply. The Federation had created their technological hierarchy to prevent exactly this kind of independent development, but they had never encountered a species that thrived on challenges that turned obstacles into opportunities. In her Europa lab, Maya received another breakthrough report from the quantum tunnel team. She smiled, thinking of the Federation's growing unease. They thought their surveillance was spotting glitches, malfunctions, impossible readings. They were about to learn that impossible was humanity's specialty. Breaking chains. The Federation's Grand Assembly Hall had never been so quiet. On the massive holographic display dominating the chamber, a human vessel hung in space, but it was unlike anything the Federation had ever seen. Its hull seemed to ripple with quantum fields, its very existence defying their understanding of physics. Ambassador Xalthor's chrome surface had gone completely still, a sign of extreme shock. Impossible, they whispered, but the evidence hung before them, undeniable. Admiral Sarah Chen's hologram stood calmly at the center of the chamber, her expression neutral, but her eyes bright with barely concealed satisfaction. "The Unity-class quantum ship is just one of our recent developments," she said. "We thought it was time to share some of what we've been working on while considering your generous offer." Behind her, Dr. Maya Patel's hologram gestured, and the display changed to show a network of quantum tunnels connecting the entire solar system. "Our transportation network makes your FTL drives look quaint," Maya explained. "Zero-point energy powers our civilization now. We've moved beyond the need for standardized technology." The Federation representatives erupted in chaos. Some demanded immediate military intervention. Others called for containment protocols. A few simply sat in stunned silence, their worldview crumbling before their eyes. High Commander Zextal raised their hands for silence. "How?" they demanded. "Our observers watched your system constantly. We saw no signs of such advancement." "Actually," Chen smiled, "you saw exactly what we wanted you to see. Humanity has a long history of innovation under pressure. Your attempt to control our development only pushed us to exceed our own expectations." The display shifted again, showing dozens of breakthrough technologies: quantum shields that made Federation defenses obsolete, AI systems that operated on principles the aliens had never imagined, biological enhancements that achieved immortality without cybernetic replacement. But the real shock came from the edges of the chamber. Representatives from younger Federation species were watching with increasing interest. They saw in humanity's achievements something they had lost: the power to chart their own technological destiny. "We're not here to threaten the Federation," Maya assured them. "We're here to offer a genuine exchange. Not standardization, but collaboration. Innovation, not imitation." "Madness," Xalthor protested. "Our protocols exist for a reason. Uncontrolled technological development leads to chaos, to destruction, to breakthroughs," Chen interrupted. "To discoveries your standardized systems would never permit. Look at your own history. When was the last time the Federation truly innovated, rather than simply optimizing existing technology?" The question hung in the air like a thundercloud. The younger species were beginning to whisper among themselves, their own suppressed creativity stirring after centuries of technological dependence. "The Federation's protocols were meant to guide developing civilizations," Chen continued. "But they've become chains instead, holding back the very species they were meant to help. We're offering another way." From her position in the Europa research base, Maya watched the Federation assembly through quantum-linked sensors. She could see the ripples of change spreading through the gathered species. The Federation's perfect order was cracking, not from military might or economic pressure, but from the simple demonstration that there were other paths to the stars. "We've established contact with several independent colonies beyond Federation space," Chen revealed, triggering another wave of shock through the assembly. "Species that rejected your protocols and chose their own path. They've achieved things your standardized technology can't explain." The younger species representatives were openly talking now, their excitement impossible to contain. Humanity hadn't just broken free from Federation control, they had proven it was possible to thrive without it. High Commander Zextal's surface swirled with complex patterns of distress and calculation. "You understand," they said carefully, "that this revelation will change everything. The Federation's entire structure is based on technological uniformity." "Yes," Chen agreed. "And isn't it time for that structure to evolve? Your eldest species achieved greatness through innovation, through daring to try new paths. Why deny that opportunity to others?" Maya's team was already receiving requests for scientific exchange from dozens of Federation worlds. Species that had accepted technological dependence for generations were awakening to the possibility of independence. The Federation's chains were breaking, not with violence or revolution, but with something far more powerful: the demonstration that boundaries were meant to be pushed, that rules could be rewritten, that the impossible was simply a challenge waiting to be overcome. In the assembly chamber, As the Federation's leadership struggled to maintain control of the situation, humanity's achievements continued to display on the massive screens. Each innovation was a key, unlocking the imagination of species that had forgotten how to dream beyond their standardized existence. The galaxy was changing, and it had taken a young species from a backwater star system to remind the Federation that the greatest technological advancement comes not from following established paths, but from daring to forge new ones. New Dawn. 1 year after humanity's revelation to the Federation, the galaxy had changed beyond recognition. The massive quantum research facility orbiting Alpha Centauri hosted scientists from 100 worlds, all working together to push the boundaries of possible. Its crystalline spires housed laboratories where Federation technology merged with human innovation, creating something entirely new. Dr. Maya Patel stood in the facility's central observation dome, watching ships arrive through quantum tunnels from across the galaxy. Each vessel represented a different approach to faster-than-light travel, a testament to the explosion of innovation that had followed humanity's breaking of Federation protocols. The Centauran archives are already 10 times larger than the Federation's entire technological database, reported Dr. Vixna, a young scientist from a species that had once been among the Federation's most obedient members. Their biomechanical form had been redesigned using principles that merged Federation biotechnology with human genetic engineering. And that's just the publicly shared discoveries. Maya nodded, remembering the early days of humanity's secret research. Amazing what happens when you let species think for themselves, isn't it? The observation dome's displays showed similar facilities throughout human space. The Jupiter Quantum Institute, where researchers had cracked the code of dimensional engineering. The Mars Innovation Center, birthplace of the new matter manipulation technologies that were revolutionizing manufacturing across the galaxy. Each facility now hosted mixed teams of human and alien scientists, all driven by the same burning desire to discover what was possible. Admiral Chen, now Earth's representative to the new Galactic Innovation Council, appeared via quantum projection. Her hologram was so perfect it seemed she was actually standing in the dome. "The latest reports are in," she announced. 3 more Federation worlds have voted to join the Innovation Alliance. That makes 42 in total. The Innovation Alliance had emerged from the ashes of the Federation's technological control system. Instead of enforcing standardization, it promoted cooperation and exchange. Species were free to develop their own solutions, then share them with others who could adapt and improve upon them. "And the high ones?" Maya asked, referring to the Federation's eldest species who had created the protocol system. "Still sulking in their core worlds," Chen smiled. "But even they're starting to realize they can't stop this change. Too many species have tasted real innovation. They won't go back to being technological dependents." Through another quantum window, they could see the remnants of the old Federation Assembly Hall, where once it had housed representatives competing to show their compliance with protocols. Now it was a bustling exchange for new ideas. Young species that had never dared to question the Federation's rules were now leading revolutionary research projects. "We've received another breakthrough report from the Proxima Research Station," Vixna announced excitedly. "The combined team there has developed a way to manipulate gravity at the quantum level. It makes our old gravity plating look like stone tools." Maya watched as the technical data scrolled across her neural interface, another hybrid technology that merged human neural science with alien biotech. "Send it to all Alliance facilities for peer review and potential applications. That's how progress should work. Build on each other's discoveries, not just copy them." The dome's displays shifted to show the latest statistics. Technological advancement across known space had increased by 300% in the past year alone. Species that had been stuck at the same level for centuries were making breakthroughs weekly. The galaxy was alive with the fire of discovery. "The Arcturus team has completed their tests on the new quantum shield design," Chen reported. "It's ready for implementation across Alliance space. Any ship with the right quantum signature can now travel through what used to be Federation territory without fear of interference. That had been one of humanity's conditions for sharing their innovations. No more technological barriers between species. Knowledge would flow freely, limited only by each civilization's ability to understand and implement it. "We're receiving a priority message," Vixna announced suddenly. From the High Ones themselves. The dome fell silent as the message displayed. After months of isolation, the Federation's founding species were requesting permission to send observers to the Alpha Centauri facility, not to monitor or control, but to learn. "Well," Maya said, unable to hide her satisfaction, "better late than never. Send them the standard research exchange protocols. They'll have to earn their place in the labs just like everyone else." As she looked out at the steady stream of ships arriving through the quantum tunnels, Maya reflected on how far they'd come. Humanity had faced a choice between submission and innovation, between accepting limits and pushing boundaries. They'd chosen to push, to discover, to create, and in doing so, they'd freed an entire galaxy from technological stagnation. The Federation's standardized technology had brought stability to the galaxy, but it had also brought stagnation. Humanity's gift hadn't been just their innovations, but the reminder that progress comes from questioning, from trying new paths, from daring to fail and try again. "New breakthrough alert from Titan Research Base," Vixna announced. "They found a way to merge quantum tunneling with zero-point energy extraction. The power output is incredible." Maya smiled. The galaxy was changing, growing, innovating. Species that had once been bound by protocols were now reaching for the stars in their own unique ways. And somewhere out there, on countless worlds, young civilizations were looking up at the night sky, knowing that when they reached it, they would find not chains of standardization, but wings of innovation waiting to help them soar. The Federation's peace offer had come with hidden chains, but humanity had done more than break them. They had transformed them into bridges, connecting species not through enforced uniformity, but through shared discovery and boundless innovation. A new dawn had truly risen for the galaxy, and it was only the beginning.